Welcome back for today's session. We are going to be really quick. We're going to be really quick. Even if it is data validation we did today, I think we are going to be fine. We'll do data validation and a bit of functions. So now, data validation. I don't think I have something written about it, but after saying little things about it, that's why I always tell people, if you're attending classes, always come with your pen and paper so that you can be writing down, because most times my presentations, I have two presentations here. I have this and I have this. This one is really comprehensive. And in all these, I did not talk about data validation. I didn't really talk about data validation. In the second one here, I did not still talk about data validation here. I didn't talk about it. But data validation is really important. You can be jotting now. Data validation is really important in data analytics. If you really want to be a data analyst, data validation is really important. Then please, if you are here, you can search on Instagram, Data Basics Hub. You can search on Instagram, Data Basics Hub, later on now, so at the moment as I'm talking. Because we have, every day, we post daily tips on topics that you can read up. Just little topics you can read up that will brighten your mind and data analytics foundation. There are some certain topics that you really need to know, that if you are a data analyst or you are trying to envision becoming a data scientist in future, you need these topics at your fingertips. Data validation is one of them. So as a data analyst, why do we really do data validation? Why is it important or necessary in data analytics? So two things I'll tell you. Remember I told you that as a data analyst earlier on, Fidelis, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Remember I told you earlier on, as a data analyst, you need to have it at the back sight. You should have a third eye, and you should not believe that every data you get is clean. Even if the data was given to you by your fellow data analysts. So that day, if you are a data analyst and I give you a data set to work on, me as a data analyst that gave you that data set to work on, do not believe that that data set is clean. So that's number one. You must not believe. So you should have it in mind that every data can come in messy. You understand? And coming in messy means it comes in with, I'm trying to reiterate, it comes in with, what do you call it? It comes in with redundancy. It comes in with duplicates. It comes in with wrong values. It comes in with outliers. It comes in with wrong variables and co. And that makes it messy. So now, number one, why am I saying this? Number one, the reason why we do data validation is what? To reduce duplicate redundancies and errors that can come during the phase of what? Data collection. I hope you get it. So number one, we do data validation to reduce errors that come in with data during what? Data collection process. You know, we told ourselves that we have 6 phases of data analytics. Number one of them is what? Data collection. That is the first phase. The time you set out to go and collect your data from various sources. It can be like some of us that are working in Lashma here. You know, we have field agents in the field, sales agents, call them sales agents. They register people, they give them forms to put in their names and co. They register people, and those people provide their bio data. Exactly. So when they provide them, these data at the point of registry, those data entries are happening. So if we don't validate some of the columns and fields, those guys will be entering and putting restrictions and putting some rules. We will be having errors from human entry. So as if, you know, data analytics jobs, one of the data analytics jobs is data entry. You understand? So there are data entry specialists or data entry personnel. As a data entry personnel, you actually need data validation knowledge very well, because it's going to help you reduce errors, the error that come from human, from typing and co. So one of the reasons we do that is what? For what? To prevent redundancies and to reduce errors that come in from data during data collection. That's number one. Number two, reason why you do data validation is what? To have accuracy in data. So by the time you are now reducing those errors, your data what becomes accurate. So both of them are what? Linked hand in hand. And there are, if you go to the, if you can go, if are you guys there? If you can go to our what do you call it? On our page, go to our page. Let me quickly navigate to the page now to show you what I was trying to say. On Data Basics Hub, if you're not following us, please you can follow. You can subscribe, and so don't worry, not subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram. I'm trying to open the page now so that I'll show you. A topic was actually released on data validation, and one of the things I wanted to show you, to open it up because I don't have it here on my what's happening. This should load up. Okay, so yes, so this is our topic. This is our home. I'm trying to open it up. Okay, it's the last. You can follow us, please. We need more followers. Exactly. This is data validation. So this is data validation processes. Are you guys seeing my screen? I see my screen. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Exactly. This is the processes. Remember, I taught us of data type. The people that came in the first classes talked about data type. I know I told you something about data range. And then these data constraints is things we do in places like we do data constraints and rules in places like what do you call it? SQL. You understand? Then code validation. This is for Python. You understand? So now see it. From here, you already seen the meaning of data validation. The process you ensure that data entered in a system is accurate, clean, and complete, and formatted what correctly on predefined rules and constraints. When I mean these predefined rules now, I'm going to use Lashma stuff to explain now. Sometimes now, okay, let's say we have standard Jara plan. Fidelis, you will not understand. I'll come to your own with another explanation. Let's say we have standard Jara plan. And standard Jara plan now, there are some benefits that have been made. And then I say, okay, let's say we want to make a plan, we want to sell a plan for only pregnant women that are above 25. Do you know that at our back end in our data, before we start collecting data, there are some predefined rules already, which is this plan is for what? Pregnant women that are above 25. So you are going to set age to be 25 if you are setting a column. By the time you are going to be, you know, the column will be age. You will put a constraint. Say age must be what? Above 25. You understand? So that by the people go into the field, if they meet anybody that's below 25 and they set and put in an age that is below 25, it will not work. You understand? Then we have common validation techniques and this and on what do you call it? I have the common validation technique. So on your own, you can just quickly go and read it. Now we have our Excel file opened up. I want to show you how you can do data validation on Microsoft Excel. So now, with me, come with me to a Microsoft Excel. If you have that file open, you can open it. We have a total of 6 variables here. Who can tell me another name for variable? Fidelis, you should know. Variable. I told us in the first class, variables can be also called, there's no time to waste, column headers. Their column headers are what? Variables. So I have a total of us. Yeah, so I have a total of 6 column headers or variables. I want to use this to show us how we can actually do data validation. You as a data analyst. Let's say your boss, let's use this scenario. Your boss asks you, please, Tade, prepare me a worksheet or a workbook that I'm to send out to all departments in Lashma to gather information from every employee. So now what it means is that these employees on themselves will enter the dates or enter these things, enter this information themselves. So now you have seen that now you are preparing this 6. This is information for employee. You are trying to gather information from the employees in Lashma. and you are sending it out. You're not going to be the one to go to every department to start typing. Okay, what is your name, sir? You'll start typing. It's going to take you a lot of time. But this is where data validation comes in. If you know the knowledge of data validation, you will actually send out this worksheet or workbook, and people will send it, will type into it without error. I'm going to show you how to work on all these one by one. So you have this skill at your hand. So now, let's say we are trying to gather employee ID. I told you when I talked about data type, if you really missed our first class, go back to it and watch. It's on YouTube. Go and search for data basics up. Search for first cohort class or second cohort class. You'll see where we discuss solely on it. We can't go back, please. So on employee ID, what we're trying to say is that employee ID, we told ourselves that when you see things like this, the data type this employee ID falls in is what? General, no specific format. And the reason why we say it's general, no specific format is because they are called what? Unique identifiers. I don't know if you can remember, Fidelis. Can you remember? If you can remember, say yes. So employee ID, what is it trying to tell us? It's just like when you say alternate HIC, I want to add another column. Like I put serial number. It's just like serial number. You understand? Serial number can be, let me say, 1 to 2. Okay, let me say I'm trying to get this thing from 20 or 10 employees. Let me say, okay, let me say 20. 20 employees at the moment, okay? So now, on a normal, this is also a unique identifier. This is unique identifier. This serial number is unique identifier. Trying to count the rows. Employee ID is also a unique identifier. And I told you what unique identifiers are. I told you these are numbers that help us to map people or to map things uniquely. And I gave you examples like your personal identification numbers, your BVN. No one person has 2 BVN. If you have, tell me now. Let me call EFCC to come and pick you up. You'll be Wayo person. You understand? So no one person has what? 2 BVNs. No one person has more than 2 passport numbers. In Nigeria, your passport number is uniquely identified to you. If I pick your passport number from your international passport and search for it, I must see details about you. It will bring out everything about you. That is what employee ID is. So employee ID is here. Let's for these 20 employees will be uniquely tied to them. So now, on a normal, you should know that if you are trying to send out these employee IDs, it can range from numbers 0111 to 011 million. You understand? Depending on the number of employees. So let's work on data validation on this now. Okay? So are you guys watching me? I'm trying to start. If you're watching me, say yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now what I'll do is I'll select the range like this. Watch the steps and go to data tab. When I go to data tab, I come to data validation. See this place. On data tab on your home, on your Excel ribbon, go to data tab, then go to data tools group. I also explained the video on Excel ribbons and the groups. On the data tool groups, you will see data validation. Click on it. This flying out box will come out. I'll explain it now. Now, we are trying to set what? Employee IDs, and we know is what? Unique identifier. Now, we're not going to see any value. We don't want any value to appear here. See what we'll do. We'll put what? Whole numbers. We want whole numbers to be there, okay? So from where? Let's say 001 to what? 020, because it's 20. We click OK. See what happens. Now that I've set this, if I come here and type 21, 021, see what will happen. Did you see what happened? It told me this value does not match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. Okay? But now you know that you are sending this thing out to employees to fill themselves. How will you tell employees what number to actually fill there? Follow me again. Let me show you. So now we want to send out this file. Remember the task was to send out this thing to employees to on themselves fill it out Follow me again as I do it. So now, what I want to do is, I'll go back, select this same range, go back to what? Data tab, and pick up my what? Data tools. Now, look, we have set allow only whole number for this employee ID, right? Now, we want to tell them what they actually can put inside when they are what? Entering their data themselves. Come to this part, not settings. Settings is where you set your restrictions and your laws and rules. Input message is where you tell them, understand what they actually need there. See what we're going to call it. My title, I'll call my title here, valid emp ID. Okay? I will say, please enter your employee ID between range, because I know it's 20 employees I have, range of 001 to 020. I'll click, I'll leave this. I'll go to error alert. What do I want to see as error alert? Invalid employee ID. Employee ID. Okay? I'll say, please enter the right emp ID between 001 to 020. I'll click OK. Now, on its own, when you send out this workbook, are you seeing? When the employee comes to see this column and he wants to enter, he will see there is a message already for him. Please enter your employee ID between range of 001 to 020. So already the person already knows, okay, this is what I am going to enter, and this is what I'm not going to enter. So by the time I now come and enter 001, it will pick it. If I enter 010, it will pick it. If I enter 015, it will pick it. See, let me enter something that is above the range, 023. That's 023. So what happens? That's our error message comes at invalid employee ID. Please enter the right emp ID between 001 to what? 020. That is it for what? Employee ID. Let's quickly leave that now to employee name. Now we are going to what? Collect employee name. And let's say we are taking full names. Full names. Let's just not just full name. Let's just say we are taking first name and what? First name and what? Surname. First name and surname. Or last name for the employee name. So remember, many people have many people have long names. I mean, somebody can answer Osemu Dienwe, Osamu Dienwe, Osas. The name is very long. I don't know how many people that has long name. Tade, your name is long now. What's your name? Pronounce your full name. Let's hear.
Ayotu
Ayotu. And what?
Ayotu Matani.
See name now. Name long. Okay, now so we know that employee name has what is in what data type, is in what text or strings. Remember, in Excel is on text. Remember, I told you where you can see data type in Excel is on your home tab, number group. So from here in Excel, anything in alphabet A, B is text, but in Python, text is strings. So now we are trying to set this employee name to what? To the range and restrictions we want. So we'll select the same range, okay? Go to data tab on your ribbon, go to what? Validations. And then on our validation, what are we setting? On settings, not any value. Now we're looking for what? Text length, because the data type is what? Text. So you click on text length. And because we know that a lot of people, like Tade has, their names are very, very long, we will just set it from minimum or the length of, remember, anything that has to do with text, even space bar, when you click space bar, 1, 2, space bar or space is a text, is a character. So you are trying to get the length of the character. So we say 01 to what? Let's set it to 20, 020, okay? Or 024 for a reason. Then input message, valid employee name, okay? Valid emp name. You just say, please because we don't want it to be too long. Enter your first name and last name only, not more than 24 characters. Character length. Okay? Error alert. What do you want to see? Invalid emp name, employee name. Okay? Please enter first and last name not more than 24 characters. Okay, we have it. So even without them, when you send out this workbook or worksheet, they will already know. So if I come here now and put my name, I can say Chibueze Eke. Okay, let me put somebody's name that is long. Watch what happened. Osamu Dienwe Otimbombo. Who has that name? Otimbombo Adimudimu Osas. See what happened? This is longer than 24 characters. And it already shows the person is trying to enter first name, last name, middle name, and other name, which is not what we want. We're already telling him, please enter your first name and last name only. You understand? So this is where data validation works very well as a data entry person. Okay? So I'm trying to add another stuff now. Let me add a column here and put it gender, employee gender. Okay? And then we know that in the world, naturally, we have only two gender, but biologically, we have what? Male or female. Is there anybody that is transgender here? Is there any transgender here? If you are transgender, say yes, so make we know. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Who is? Tade, you are transgender. You said yes.
I said no. I said, can you hear me? I said, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So now, an employee gender is that you are a male or a female, okay? So we're going to do that restrictions now. So pick it up, same thing. We'll go to what? Data, and then click on data validation, right? And then settings is going to be what? Text length, because we're talking about, and then we know that male is 5, M-A-L-E, no, that's 4, and female is 6, F-E-M-A-L-E. So we're going to say from 1 to what? 7. Reason why? Because they can say females, okay? And you click. So now this thing will be, I'm coming. This thing will be, sorry, I didn't click on that. Why did I click off? This thing will be 1 to 7, 07. The input message will be what? Valid gender, not valid gender. Oh, please enter gender. Please, no, pick your gender. Your right gender. Or enter your, no, not picking, you're not picking. Enter your right gender, male or female. Bracket, okay? So this will be invalid gender. Please enter the valid gender, male or female. Okay, you click what? Okay. So now if someone comes here and says transgender, it flags it up immediately. I see what is happening. Flags it up immediately. You say okay, retry. Person has to change to female or male. So reason why I gave 7 is because some people can make mistake and type males or females. So now it's now left for the data analyst to correct the S to pick the revenue. You understand? So next one is employee salary. So let's say these guys receive salary of 10,000 to 100,000. So you just salary is on what number. So you do the same thing, data validation, and then you go to what settings, any value, no whole number between what 10,000 to 100,000. So anything above that will not work. So if you come here and put something more, it won't work. So what you do is because they don't know, you can still go and tell them what you want to be there. I put 10, okay, retry. I put 100,000. So I can still go and tell them what I want to be there before sending it out. Okay. I can put my input message valid what? Valid employee salary or valid salary. Please enter salary. Please enter salary between the range of 10,000 to 100,000. You click OK. Okay, that is it. So it works. So that's that for that. Same thing as age and login time and logout time. So for time, you already know. Let's say login time. When do they come to Lashman? They say it's 8. So pick up this. Let's say this is our clocking time. So settings will be time. CO. When? So it's expected that you can come to our office resumption time is 8 o'clock, isn't it? Tadi, are you with me? Hello? Are you there? Hello, Tadi? Can you hear me? Expected our login time is what? 7 o'clock. So we can start anytime, 8 o'clock. Can start, and someone can come in before 7. So you say start time. You just write 7:00 a.m. and okay, 7:00. End time will be, if you come late, latest 9:30. So if you don't come early, so this is early time. Come to the office before by the time range 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Okay, or you say clock in, not come to office, clock in to the office in this range. This is early time. Error alert, late or wrong time. Clock in, who is called before. Someone is trying to join. Someone trying to join. One about Antonia. Where is one about Antonia? Oh, Antonia. Clock in before. Antonia, welcome. Clock in before.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. You are late, quite late, and I don't know if you.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if you
Good
really
afternoon.
understand what we're actually doing at the moment. Clock in before. Just keep calm and then turn off your mic. 7 to 9:30 a.m. Okay, and this is our clocking time. So when a person comes and looks, I already knows I'm supposed to be clocking in before 7 to 9:30. So if a person puts anytime 11, you just say, let's say he puts 11. You see? He's flagging it up already. What we want you to do is what? To clock in before 7 to 9:30 a.m. So any time before this wouldn't work. So even if you came before 7, your clocking time always will start by 7. Then logout time. Logout time should be anytime before 4. No, anytime from 4. Okay. So you can say, because people that follow staff buses, you can say 3:55 is still time. Clock out. Okay, this is 3:55. That's 15:55 because it uses GMT. That's Greenwich Mean Time. 15:55. Sorry, to what time? Let's say 4 or 5 o'clock. That's 17:00. 17:00. So when you are closing, you can leave from any time 15:55. That's 3:55 p.m. or 5 p.m. So once it's 5 p.m., everything in the office is shut down. All the lightings and everything should be shut down because of conservation of fuel and other things. So we just say it there as closing time. Okay, closing time should be, you just state it out, before 3:55. No, it should be by 3:55 p.m. or 15:55 GMT to 5:00 p.m. or 17:00 GMT. Okay, the person knows already that this is what I'm looking for. GMT should be in capital letter, sorry. GMT. And there's the other GMT. Greenwich Meridian Time. Greenwich Mean Time. GMT. Okay, GMT. And then you click your error alert should be wrong closing time. Please close by the time given. Okay, so you click OK. So by the time people are clicking on this place, the person is seeing what he should actually impute. So that's how data validation is really important. So I'm going to add one more column I call employee department. And now I want to select it from a range. Okay, so let's say we have data analytics department here. Just watch what I'm typing. Depth, customer service department, what else I'm going to put here? Admin and HR, finance department, and then what else am I going to put here? Let me just put one more. Okay, sales and marketing. Okay, and then we're trying to like tell these guys that are putting in their names. We want you to select from a drop down. So what you do is what? Click from here, the range again. On your Excel ribbon, go to the data tab. On data tab, go to data validation. So now instead of on settings, instead of any value, say list. Click on list. And now that you have listed, click on this point that says source. This is where you're going to reference your source. So you come here and select this range. And once you select it, you click OK. So by the time you are here, you start seeing that all these things that are here are here. So if Chibuezeke is the employee name, he puts his name and puts gender male, is a male, and says he received 50,000. If it's more than that, you have to tell him it's wrong. Okay, 50,000. 50,000. And it says his age is 33. And it says his login time, he said 7:00. And it says his logout time is, he logs out all the time at 4 p.m. That's 16:00. And then he now chooses his department. You have to choose from what option. Said is a data analytics. So that because we chose using what lists. We use what lists to do this. So this is data validation and how you can actually use it in data analytics and why it's really, really what important. So Anthony, are you still there?
Yes, I'm seeing.
I don't think do you really understand where we are and what we are doing at the moment?
No.
Okay. Did you watch the past videos? Have you watched all of them?
No, I haven't.
Okay. This is the 3rd week of the classes, and we actually started this from scratch. Started this training from scratch, from zero knowledge, and we've gone past a lot of topics. So I don't know if you just do yourself the good of going back to YouTube to check or to watch. You sit down, just if you can sit down on your phone, watch them, even on the laptop, watch all those videos we posted. You will get a lift, and you will know, you get foundations to what we are doing. Today we are talking about data validation. And you can also follow us on Instagram, because we'll drop topics. So data validation, like I'm just trying to summarize. I'm trying to say the importance of data validation. Data validation, we do it to reduce errors in data collection. And data collection is a phase in data analytics where you collect data from various sources. So that's why we do data validation. It's really important as a data analyst to know data validation, especially if you're a data entry specialist. Okay, so when you are entering data like this, you try to limit or create restrictions and rules that will help prevent errors when you are collecting your data. So you have seen that here now, if I come here and type transgender, see what happens. It says invalid gender. Please enter the valid gender, male or female. Reason why is he doing this for me? He's doing this for me because I've applied data validation rules. So before I'm collecting this data now, nobody can come and put in anything that is not male or female here for me as employee gender. Are you getting it? So that's what we are doing today. That's what we're actually trying to treat today. And we are going to stop here. We're going to stop here because many people did not join today's class. And this one is also recorded, okay? So we'll be posting the links on YouTube, and then we'll do tomorrow's class proper. That's why we dropped a poll vote for people to choose the time for tomorrow's class. So before tomorrow, try and watch the first video. That first video is very, very important because it's going to give you a lift. It's going to give you you gain a lot to understanding other topics. All the topics we are doing, they are interlinked. So if you miss one day, you will not understand the next topic we are going to be treating. So it's better you follow it one after the other. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Thank you so much. We are wrapping up for today. So tomorrow we'll continue on functions. And function is something you actually really need to know if you understand the basics where we have treated. You need to go and know basics of Excel background, features, everything about Excel, the terminologies, data terminologies, all those things were treated and recorded in the first class and second class video. So if you don't watch it, tomorrow you will not understand anything much. So please do yourself good. Sit, even if you cannot practice, just carry your paper. Most of them we did then are things you can write down, like there are topics that you need as foundation. So do yourself good by watching it. Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Tade. Thank you, everyone. So we can now log off. Thank you. I'll stop sharing my screen.